Two Little Girls and a Tiny Flat. Written and illustrated by Jayla. Published by KidsEdge. Once upon a time, there were two sisters called Sally and Katie. Sally was 6 years old. Katie was 5 years old. They lived with their mum and dad in a tiny flat in Hong Kong. The sisters shared a tiny bedroom. They even had to share a bed. The sisters were always complaining about their tiny room. Every day they said, "There's no space to sleep properly. There is no room to play. There is nowhere to keep our things." The girls' mum and dad were tired of listening to their complaints. They worked hard every day so the girls could have food, clothes, and toys. Their dad had an idea. When he was young, he read about a wise old man in a book. It said that he knew the answer to every problem. He could be found sitting under a big tree outside the temple. He told the girls to go and look for the wise old man and tell him their problem. The next Saturday afternoon, Sally and Katie went to the temple. They saw an old man sitting under the biggest tree. He had a long grey beard, tiny glasses, and a walking stick. "He looks like he's 100 years old," whispered Katie. The wise old man looked at the two girls and said, "Tell me your problem." The two girls were scared at first, but then Sally said, "Our room is too small. We can't sleep properly. We can't play. There is nowhere to keep our things." The wise old man stroked his beard and said, "It's easy. Go and bring 2 of your friends to sleep in your room." Sally and Katie were confused. Katie said, "Won't that make the room feel even smaller?" They decided to do what he said. They asked 2 of their friends to stay in their room. The room felt even more crowded. They fought with each other and nobody got any sleep. The next Saturday morning, Sally and Katie went back to the temple. They were upset. "Why did you tell us to bring 2 more children? It made our room even more crowded," said Sally. "Wise old man. More like silly old man," Katie thought. The wise old man stroked his beard and said, "It's easy. Go and bring 2 more children to your room." "Then there will be 6 of us," Sally said. "How will that make our room bigger?" asked Katie. It didn't make sense to the girls, but their dad said, "You must follow the old man's advice." With 6 children in the tiny bedroom, they were squashed. Every time they tried to move, they hit each other with their elbows. "Ouch!" they cried. Sally and Katie knew they would have to go back to see the old man again. "You are wrong," shouted Katie. "You are not helping us. You're making our problem worse," said Sally. This time, he told them to bring 3 more children to their bedroom. They decided to do what he said one last time. There were now 9 of them squeezed into the bedroom. It was terrible. Sally and Katie finally had enough. They hadn't slept properly or played in weeks, and they had bruises on their arms from bumping into the other children. "Everyone goes back to your home. We want our room back," Sally cried. All the children went back home. After all the children had left, Sally and Katie suddenly felt that their room was not so small indeed. They realized that they should treasure what they have. They went to the wise old man and said, "Thank you for teaching us this lesson." They also said to their parents, "Thank you for giving us food, clothes, toys, a wonderful room to live in, and lots of love." They all lived happily ever after, in their not-so-tiny flat. The end.